I've always believed every lock has a story. As a locksmith in Norwalk, Connecticut, it's a comforting thought that I'm merely a translator for secrets sealed behind brass and steel. But one key in my collection remains a mystery. Not for lack of effort, mind you. It's a small, unassuming antique as plain as an overcast sky. The bow is smooth, devoid of ornamentation, and its teeth form no pattern I've ever encountered. It was left to me by my grandfather, who swore it had belonged to his own father. "You'll find its purpose someday, Flint," he'd said, pressing it into my hand with a knowing smile, "when you're ready to understand it." Years passed. I took up the family trade and unlocked countless doors, but the key, my so-called legacy, remained in the shadowy corner of my workbench. Its lack of function grated against my sense of purpose. If I couldn't solve its mystery, what kind of locksmith was I? Still, life went on, and the key became more like a curiosity than an obsession. That is, until the night it turned. It happened just last week. I was sitting in my workshop, the scent of sawdust and metal shavings hanging in the air as I fiddled with an old padlock. The key was lying nearby, as it often did, like a paperweight for my thoughts. The clock on the wall struck midnight and the key shifted. It wasn't much. Just a faint twist, as if an invisible hand had nudged it. I stared at it, frozen, convinced I was seeing things. But then it moved again, this time spinning fully, as if unlocking something unseen. My heart pounded as I reached for it, half expecting it to be hot to the touch, but it was cool, almost icy. Suddenly, the room around me shimmered, and a faint doorway appeared against the far wall, outlined in phosphorescent light. It was impossibly thin, like the edge of a razor, but it pulsed gently, inviting. The key in my hand buzzed softly, alive in a way I couldn't comprehend. I stood, reluctant yet compelled. The workshop felt smaller, darker, as though the doorway was consuming the air itself. My hand trembled as I approached, and the moment the key touched the light, the doorway widened, spilling silvery illumination across the floor. What lay beyond wasn't another room, it was a landscape, familiar yet wrong. The streets of Norwalk stretched out before me, but they were warped, fragmented. Trees bled shadows, and the buildings bent at angles that made my stomach churn. And the silence, it was absolute, broken only by the faint creak of the door behind me. Something in the distance caught my eye. I stepped through the doorway, drawn toward a figure standing at the intersection of two impossibly long roads. It was me, or at least it looked like me, a shimmering version of myself holding the same key, staring with eyes that seemed to pierce right into my thoughts. You've come far, but do you truly want to know what this key unlocks? I tried to speak, but my voice stuck in my throat. The figure raised its hand, and suddenly scenes began to play out in the air around us. Fragments of people's lives, doors opening to reveal arguments, reconciliations, secrets never meant to be shared. Each scene was tied to a lock I'd worked on, every turn of a key resonating like a heartbeat. This is your gift, but also your burden. To unlock is to witness. To witness is to remember. I staggered back, the weight of the key growing heavier in my hand. The figure stepped closer, merging with the shimmering landscape, as though it was part of the very fabric of this strange dimension. Flint Smith, are you ready to understand? I didn't answer. Instead, I turned and ran, bolting back through the glowing doorway into the safety of my workshop. The door snapped shut behind me, the key falling silent in my grip. The phosphorescent light faded, leaving only shadows. Now the key rests on my workbench once more, but I can't bear to touch it. I know its purpose now, and I'm not sure I'm strong enough to bear the truth it carries. Maybe my grandfather was wrong. Maybe I'm not ready. Or maybe the real question isn't whether I'm ready to understand the key. It's whether I'll ever find the courage to try again. If you enjoy this spooky short story, please like and subscribe. Thank you.